Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Gen X Spawnpoint, and today I'm watching The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 3, The Heiress. First of all, I would like to let you know that if you would like to see the full-length, unedited versions of my reactions, you can support me on buymeacoffee.com/GenXSpawnpoint. It works a lot like Patreon. You can buy a membership and get full access to all my future reaction videos. So, Boba Fett. Okay. I got totally reamed in the comments for not recognizing the actor who played Jango Fett in the prequels, and who's obviously, Boba Fett. Well, in my defense, I haven't actually watched the prequels since I saw them in the theaters. And so I didn't even remember what Jango Fett looked like. I mean, the only reference I had was the Clone Wars and Rebels, and those are very stylized depictions of the clones and of, what Jango Fett and Boba Fett look like. So I went back, and for the first time since I saw them in the theaters, I watched the prequel trilogy. And then I was like, yeah. I had somebody ask, how could you recognize Boba Fett's armor but not recognize Boba Fett? Well, I only remembered him from the original trilogy, and he had his helmet on the whole time. But I did, somebody mentioned listening for the sound of spurs, and I was like, who wears spurs? So I went back and I watched the original trilogy, and I'm like listening for somebody who's wearing spurs. And in The Empire Strikes Back, when Boba Fett is walking down the corridor with Han Solo's frozen carbonite form, I can hear the slight jingle of spurs with each step. And I'm like, how did anybody hear that? I was so... I've seen the original trilogy countless times, and I have never paid attention to the fact that Boba Fett wears spurs. So when I watched the first episode, and I see Boba Fett standing on the ridge watching as Mando rides away with his salvaged armor, I'm like, oh, who's this bald guy? And then he turns around, and my thought wasn't, oh, it's the same actor who played Jango Fett and the clones in the prequels. No. My first thought was, kind of looks like Mads Mikkelsen. So, no, I had no clue. And I must say that having watched the Clone Wars and Rebels, going back and watching the original trilogy, I enjoyed Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith a lot more. A lot more. The romantic dialogue between Padme and Anakin was still excruciating. Oh, But the rest of it was really good. And yeah, the dialogue was somewhat clunky, but still, I now have a new appreciation for the prequels, and I now know what Boba Fett looks like. Because, see, I wasn't thinking, oh, Boba Fett looks like Jango Fett because he's Jango's clone, his unaltered clone. You know, he doesn't have the biological chip. He's completely pure Jango Fett. And, you know, I watched the trilogy the first time going, oh, Boba Fett, he's this cute little boy, curly-haired boy who loves his dad, and isn't that sweet, you know? And I was really I remember the first time I watched it, I was so uncomfortable with even the concept of clones, because it's like, oh, yeah, let's make a clone army, an army of disposable slaves, because that's how the Republic and a lot of the people who didn't actually get to know the clones on an individual basis. I mean, Ahsoka was just like, oh, these guys are disposable. We can just, who cares if they die, until she loses her entire squadron. And then she's like, oh, yeah, these clones actually are people. So I wasn't focusing on the clones, you know, on their appearance. So again, I'm sorry for not recognizing Boba Fett when he turned around. But now I know that he was the one who found the assassin's body because of the jangle of spurs that I have never heard in the original trilogy before until I went back and watched it. And then I went and watched Return of the Jedi, and I was listening so carefully, and I couldn't hear any spurs. So it was only that brief section when he's walking Han Solo out to the Slave One that I heard the spurs. And I was just like in awe for everybody who was like, pay attention to the spurs. I'm like, how did you guys even notice that? Of course, I have to admit, you know, I'm wearing Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark, I love this movie so much. But I was almost 48 years old, I think, when I finally watched the movie all the way through without closing my eyes at the part where the bald guy, who's, again, the bald guy, you know, they're having the fist fight in front of the plane, and he gets chopped up by the propeller. I always saw it coming, and I always closed my eyes for that part, because and I would open my eyes in time to see the blood splatter across the cockpit where Marion's hiding. So I finally watched that scene with my eyes open, and I was so disappointed. I was like, that wasn't bad at all. They completely cut away. They didn't show anything. I've been tormenting myself with what I imagined was happening on the screen for almost 40 years. And believe me, what my imagination conjured when I closed my eyes was so much worse than what actually happened. So, again, occasionally I have these blind spots. So, now I have refreshed my memory with the prequels. You know, I always love watching the original trilogy. I can't count the number of times. And apparently there's still more to glean for me from watching the original trilogy, because until you guys pointed it out, I had no idea that Boba Fett wore spurs. Okay, so moving on to episode 3 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. I'm going to put on my glasses so that I can see. Much better. And let's do this. You finally made it.
Looks like we made it. Get ready for landing. Dank Ferric. The landing array isn't responding.
Dank Ferric.
System. It'll be a mantra through the atmosphere. There should be just enough fuel to slow us down. If we don't burn to a crisp.
Oh, that's such a lovely thought. Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Oh, they're just breaking apart.
Here we go. Nice and easy.
Oh. Oh dear. The calamarian's just like, I wonder how many times that calamarian has seen stuff like this. Is that a repurposed Imperial Walker? Oh, Razor Crest, you have seen better days. Where's your honey? Isn't he supposed to meet you? There he is! Oh! Hmm. Who was that? She kind of looked like Asajj Ventress, but she didn't have the marks on her face.
I know someone who might help.
He sounds a lot like Admiral Akbar, but is it just because they all have similar voices? Oh! Oh! Oh no! It's a face hugger!
Play with your food.
On away. Get a good view. Let the kids see.
All right, close enough.
Here we go.
What are they feeding?
That's because we were going out.
No! Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Oh! No way. No. Is that Bo-Katan?
Take my hand.
I think that's Bo-Katan.
It has the child.
Got it.
The child. Help the child.
Don't worry, brother. We've got this.
Oh. Oh.
Here you go. Well, lucky we found you first.
I've been quested to deliver this child. I was hoping that...
It's Bo-Katan.
Where did you get that armor?
This armor has been in my family for 3 generations.
You do not cover your face. You are not Mandalorian. He's one of them.
Oh.
Eric.
One of what?
I am Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze. I was born on Mandalore and fought in the Purge. I am the last of my line. And you are a child of the Watch.
The Watch.
Children of the Watch are a cult of religious zealots that broke away from Mandalorian society. Their goal was to reestablish the ancient way.
There is only one way. The way of the Mandalore.
Well, good riddance to that ship, but Din Djarin, what are you going to do? That's kind of a world-shattering revelation. Is he going to believe it?
You killed my brother.
I think he had it coming.
Now, I'm gonna kill your pet.
No.
He didn't kill your brother. I did.
We're seizing those weapons and using them to retake our home world. Once we've done that,
And she did the
we'll
voice,
save
too.
Mandalore on the throne.
And she was on Battlestar Galactica. I'm
Anyone who goes
freaking
dies.
out.
Once the Empire knew they couldn't. Something's come up. Can I leave him with you for a bit?
Oh,
You are gonna stay here. So I want you to be respectful and mind your manners. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah. Okay, I need to track down the soundtrack. Pirates? Whoa. Definitely got a little...
Pirates again.
Guard that hall. Seal the hatch.
Well, they definitely haven't received the memo that the Empire is gone.
What's going on? I'm getting from out there. Hard to say. At least 10, maybe more.
There are only 4 life forms.
Wait, they're Mandalorian. Wait.
They're Mandalorian. You guys are in trouble. There's at least 10 of them, sir! No, there's 4. Oh, they're Mandalorian.
Let's hold them off long enough until we can make the jump to hyperspace and rendezvous with the fleet.
Copy.
The fleet.
We need to hold them off until we can make the jump
The
to
fleet?
hyperspace.
What fleet? All of the doors. Close them all.
Think we have them trapped, sir.
Trapped them where?
In the cargo control area.
Where?
Control area.
Oh. Oh. Sucks to be you guys.
Do you copy?
Oh, we're not jettisoning anything. We're taking the entire ship.
What?
Welcome to Adventuring with Bo-Katan.
They're changing the terms of the deal.
This is the way.
I don't think he quite likes the way you guys interpret the way.
Still dropping. 10,000.
Oh, yikes.
8,000.
Come on, Din. What do you got up your sleeve?
7,000.
Cover me.
Oh. Ah! Ah!
Where is it?
Where's what?
The dark saber. Do you have it?
Oh, yes, yes.
You already know.
How did Gideon get the Darksaber away from Mandalore?
I'll let you live. But you will take me to him.
You might let me live, but he won't.
Oh, are you kidding?
We have to go. He sent a
Take the Foundling to the city of Kaladin on the forest planet of Corvus. There you will find Ahsoka Tano. Tell her you were sent by Bo-Katan. And thank you. Your bravery will not be forgotten. This is the way.
This is the way.
Ahsoka. Ahsoka. Oh.
I gave you 1,000 credits. This was the best you could do?
Little duct tape and some string and... Oh. What the heck is that? Is what? Oh, it's like it's like a baby one. Oh. So, oh.
I finally know where I'm taking you.
There we go. What? 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 No. Oh. Katie Sackhoff. I couldn't remember her name. I knew it was Katie. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you think I'm gonna wait to watch the next episode, no. I'm watching it immediately after this. But first, Bo-Katan and Ahsoka. They're going to find Ahsoka. I am so excited. Okay, so Rebels ended with Ahsoka and Sabine teaming up to find Ezra. So, how has that gone? Is Sabine still around? And Bo-Katan is after the Darksaber. Oh, how did Gideon get it? And I just want to say that I appreciate that Baby Yoda did not attempt to eat the offspring, but seemed to find in it you know, oh, it's a fellow baby, and interact with it as such. So I thought that that was sweet. And the Frogman and Frog Lady, their reunion was just, oh. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next one right now. So I will see you next time